I went to first see him. I was in pain, and he turned me into a zombie. That's what he turned me into.
Mackenzie and her husband James are joining us today. Mackenzie, first off, how are you doing today?
Some days are a struggle, but every day is better than the last.
And so it seems like this whole experience, forgive me for using this terminology, but snowed you and snowed your life. And you weren't really even aware of what was going on, right?
No. I found out numerous things afterwards, much later. Every day I find out even more stuff now.
I think there's so many layers to this story. I mean, as we're hearing what happened to you, I think just for our viewers, the medicine she was prescribed, Subsys, is actually a form of fentanyl, which is an opioid 100 times more potent than morphine. And it was given as a sublingual spray, meaning you spray it right under your tongue. It's much easier to administer. And the many layers of complexity are that this medicine is actually meant for people who have cancer, who are taking opioid pain medicines and then have breakthrough pain, and they're meant to take this in between to sustain them. But the problem for you, Mackenzie, is you never even had a cancer diagnosis, correct?
Correct. I never had cancer.
Was there any attempt to try to start with less potent pain medications like we're going to try?
Their motto was start them high and hope they don't die.
And how much was, in fact, your insurance company billed?
I found out later that my insurance paid between $23,000 and $27,000 a month.
Mackenzie is one voice in all of this, and I want to take a step back because, Mackenzie, bravely you're here to share your story. I do want to help shed light on what may be going on here because joining us in the audience is a former INSYS employee and whistleblower, Patty Nixon, because, Patty, you used to work there.
Correct. The sales reps go out into the field. They sell the doctors. There's a lot of kickbacks that were given to the physicians.
But in your case, Patty, you were acting kind of in lieu of actual doctors' offices to justify the prescribing of this medicine to insurance companies at the cost of $3,000 to $30,000 a month to the insurance companies, correct?
Correct.
Where you were basically saying, oh, yes, she has this cancer diagnosis, even though it's nowhere there, just so that the insurance would justify the payment?
It evolved while I was there. When I first started working there, we did call and say that we were from the doctor's office. However, I was in a small office in Chandler, Arizona. We had over 1,000 doctors throughout the United States that were opted into our reimbursement program, where we would take the patient's charts. The patient's charts would be sent to us. I had access to all of their information. Their complete medical history would come over to me. And when I would call the insurance company and I would request authorization for Subsys, the funny thing is that I didn't use anything in their chart to get it approved because there was nothing in their chart that said they had cancer because they did not have cancer. There was nothing in their game plan that was to help patients. It was all to line their pockets.
I am shocked that insurance companies didn't raise red flags because, of course, this is hurting their bottom line. Some people are pocketing profits. Some people are hemorrhaging profits. Patients are losing in all of this. But I'm shocked that it took someone like you to be a whistleblower and that someone at an insurance company didn't say, wait a minute, this seems like we're paying for this way too often, way too much. Is that, where did your mindset come into play? And you said, I can't do this anymore and I need to go to the authorities.
Well, I couldn't sleep at night. Thinking about people like Mackenzie. I couldn't live with myself. It was wrong.
Our healthcare system has become one that pushes pills. We all know that. Everyone gets rich off of it. It's ugly. It's not something we like to acknowledge. I want to touch upon where we're at legally because Mackenzie's lawyer, Michael Rainboth, joins us via Skype. I'm curious where her particular case stands right now.
So we have filed a lawsuit on behalf of Mackenzie against not only INSYS, the pharmaceutical company, but also the physician assistant who was prescribing this drug. The physician assistant has since been arrested, and he's facing federal criminal charges for this illegal kickback scheme.
Doesn't a physician assistant have to work under the auspices of a physician, though?
This particular pain clinic hired an elderly physician in his 80s to so-called supervise this physician assistant, and he wasn't doing it, and so the New Hampshire Board of Medicine sanctioned not only the PA, but also the supervising physician, and the physician assistant has now lost his license.
Michael, thank you for joining us. I think it highlights a few things. Number one is that you can't always trust our healthcare system. We have adopted a healthcare system that focuses probably more on the bottom line in many cases than patient care. That's just the reality. I'm not talking about physicians here. Most physicians want what's best. But I think you have to be wary. And if you are prescribed a new pain medication, as an example, or any new medication, I think asking the question, why am I taking this medication? How long do you think I need to be on it? What's the lowest possible effective dose? And what are the alternatives? And it gets back to medicine being a team approach. Now, I'm just really sorry this happened to you, Mackenzie, because you had faith in a system that let you down. And I apologize, and I'm happy to hear that you're getting your life back together. But let's not let this continue to happen to people. Insys Therapeutics did send us a statement which reads, Insys Therapeutics manufactures and markets Subsys. We believe this product, when used as indicated and directed, can effectively relieve breakthrough cancer pain. We take responsibility for the actions of our former employees. We have taken necessary and appropriate steps to prevent past mistakes from happening in the future and are committed to conducting business according to ethical standards and the interests of patients. Based upon available data and information, it is inaccurate and misleading to suggest that Subsys has contributed in any meaningful way to this serious health crisis. We'll have the full statement on our website, thedoctorstv.com.
Patty, we can't thank you enough for standing up.
Yeah, we do have to go, but Patty, go ahead.
But here's the thing. They need to come out and they need to apologize to Mackenzie and all of the victims. And Mackenzie, myself, for me, I'm very sorry for what happened to you. I'm very sorry. I wish I wouldn't have believed them. I wish I would have spoke out sooner. And if I could do anything to help you or your case, please let me do that.
And Mackenzie, since you are still dealing with the aftermath of this addiction, we did reach out to addiction therapist Donna Fredette from Tri-City Counseling, and she's going to provide you with 6 months of therapy free of charge as you work your way through this. And certainly, if you think you may be a victim of an opioid-related offense, please contact the FBI. We're going to have links on our website. We'll be right back.
Coming